Midnight Movie Review. Let's talk about The Hobbit. Now, the first thing you might be wondering is, where was this video 2 weeks ago when The Hobbit first came out? To be frank, you've pretty much already decided whether you're going to see it or not. And quite frankly, The Hobbit isn't going to really change any preconceptions. It's not going to bring any new people into the Peter Jackson Tolkien camp. If you already liked Lord of the Rings, you're probably going to like The Hobbit. It's good. It does feel a little bit long at times. It just feels really embellished. It feels like you're watching a special edition of a movie where there's all these little tiny extra parts and every scene is just a little bit longer. It's definitely not the super tight, super paced cuts of Lord of the Rings that we got in the theaters originally. Those were masterful filmmaking. It was great to see that much material paced that well in the amount of time that the theatrical cuts gave them. It was really, really good. Hobbit, not as good. It's still a fine movie, and it's still beautiful looking. We'll get into that more in that in just a bit. But it's not going to really change anyone's opinions on that kind of thing. So why is this video late? Well, one of the reasons was I actually got the opportunity to see The Hobbit in 3 different formats. At midnight, and IMAX 3D, at a normal theater, and just now I got to see the high frame rate version, the HFR, in 3D as well. So what did I think? Well, The Hobbit is a good enough movie to where if you see it in a normal theater, that's fine. It's engrossing, it's a good experience just to see it as a normal movie. Excuse me. One of my problems with 3D is that a lot of time, it doesn't really add a whole lot. If you were to ask me if I saw Prometheus in 3D, I honestly couldn't tell you. I mean, it was kind of a forgettable movie, and the experience of 3D, if it did have one, obviously didn't make an impression on me. There are only a few times where the 3D has been really so good that it has left an impression and improved the experience. It's been a value add. One of those is Avatar, James Cameron's Avatar. The other one is Avengers. I thought the 3D in Avengers, even though it was conversion, was actually still really good. And The Hobbit. Yes, they use a lot of the 3D tropes. The ooh, and things coming at you and stuff. They throw shit at the screen. Got it back. And that's fine. It adds to the fun. There are times when you're like, ugh. The 3D is actually really good. And in the IMAX version, we got to see the first 9 minutes of Star Trek, which is another thing entirely. But that also looked really good too. Now, for the HFR, the high frame rate, what did I think of that? Well, that's the bugger. My opinion is still kind of forming on it. I mean, it didn't detract from the experience. I'm just trying to figure out if that's something that I want to see in more of my movies. It is a different experience. A lot of people have said, oh, it's like looking at TV. Even we said on Late Night Jenga Jam that it's supposed to look like you're watching a soap opera in HD. And to a point, that's sort of how it looks. That's a little glib. It looks really good. It looks like you're really there. It doesn't really look like a film. But that's not bad. There are like 1 or 2 times where you can kind of see the strings, where things actually kind of look like it's people against a green screen. But when you get into the big action scenes, especially the chase through Misty Mountains, it looks phenomenal. I mean, every little detail is there, and it's so smooth and fluid, and everything looks great. It really added to the experience of seeing the movie. Now, whether that's good or not, that's really up to you. I would highly suggest, if you have the means, trying it out and seeing what you think. One of my favorite scenes in the entire movie that I think the high frame rate really made a difference on was actually the interaction between Gollum and Bilbo. I thought that scene really popped. It was tough to tell with some of these digital characters that they were digital. The Pale Orc was another example. He looked great in this. I've seen high frame rate stuff before in like TV and in some electronic stores, but this was something else. It was so detailed and the image looks so good. Like I said, is it something that I really want to see in more movies? I'm not sure. I think I need to see it a few more times to really make an informed decision. Right now, all I can say is go and try it out and see what you think. Make your own decision. And hopefully it's going to be the will of the consumer that really drives this thing or buries it. Is it going to be a gimmick? I don't know. If people like it, it will return. You will see more movies in the high frame rate. Was it really necessary for The Hobbit? Like I said, it did add something. It did make the experience a lot cooler. But The Hobbit is a good enough movie, not as good as Lord of the Rings, but it is still good enough to where it can stand on its own. If all you have is a normal theater, by all means. So, I will see you in 2013. There's lots of stuff coming, and we will be here to cover it, hopefully. I think you can expect to not see my reviews at midnight anymore. Having some time to collect my thoughts and maybe make it a little more entertaining is going to benefit the videos greatly. So, generally, you'll probably see the midnight movie reviews around Sunday, maybe even Monday. For a lot of these movies, you're probably already made the decision whether you're going to see them or not. But if you are on the fence, hopefully one of these videos will push you in the right direction. That was really weird. Hate to end on that. Let's end on dancing. Thanks. Bye. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. All that. Happy holidays. Bye.